Air hoses.
Number 1, air hoses.
Contrary to belief, air hoses are extremely
Isn't that the thing you blow up tires with? Anyways, I bet he put it in his butt.
dangerous, although they're often used for filling up car tires, blowing out dust in keyboards, and inflating huge bouncy castles. They also carry enough pressure to tear through skin, damage internal organs, or even be fatal if mishandled. On a calm morning in May 2011, a truck driver in New Zealand was going about his daily routine. He climbed onto the rigging between his truck's cabin trailer, a place he'd stood countless times before. But in one unlucky moment, his boot slipped, and instead of falling on steady ground, the man fell backwards straight onto his compressed air hose. The brass nozzle punctured him through his left buttock, and in an instant, high pressurized air about 100 pounds per square inch began flooding into his body. As if it was straight out.
Wait, hold up. Why? I was thinking that he would put it in his butt, and it literally went in his. I don't know if that is in his butt or what, but it went in his butt and he's blowing up. Hold up. You fall onto that mother. Were you out your pants there, bro? Like, literally, that shit tear through your pants, bro. Like, what the? Nah. This is crazy. Let's continue.
Out of a cartoon, the man's body began to inflate in size. Air forced its way beneath his muscles and fat, separating his tissue like it were sheets of paper. His chest tightened, his skin stretched, and his face ballooned into a grotesque puff. Co-workers who happened to cross his path screamed in terror. They quickly rushed to his side, shocked at the mortifying sight. They shut off the air supply and carefully rolled him onto his side, knowing his lungs and heart were under pressure. Ice packs were pressed against his swollen neck and chest to try and ease the suffocating strain. Ambulance crews arrived as fast
the
as
guy
they could,
literally
but when they
was
found the
blowing
man,
up,
he
bro.
could
He was
barely
literally
breathe.
blowing up
His
like a
body
balloon.
literally doubled in size. It was full
Alright,
with so much.
paramedics tried to insert a needle for whatever drip the pressure of the air. I don't know. I can't see it there, guys, because like this, the screen is like cracked or something.
Air
Inside
that
the Mac
every time an
yeah,
EMT tried to
okay.
put a needle in his
The
body
thing
to
went
start an
into
IV, the air would just push it right
his
out. Doctors later
nostrils.
compared his skin to feeling like densely packed bubble
They
wrap,
took him to
just waiting to
hospital like that?
explode. But luckily for this man,
Oh,
he didn't explode. It took days for the air to escape his tissue, but against all
didn't
odds,
explode.
he survived by farting it all out of his body. Others, however, wouldn't be as lucky. Like the time a poultry worker in Mississippi got carried away with his friend while horseplaying, and for some odd reason, he decided to stick an air hose in his, yeah. The air pressure from the hose was so immense that he blew up from the inside,
Oh,
rupturing
shit.
most of his organs in the process. Surprisingly, there are a lot of cases like this, so even though they're fun to play with, air hoses are dangerous. Always keep them in safe places and please don't misuse them.
That's air hoses for you people. Air hoses will fucking kill you. You will die. If you blow some shit into you, you will die. I don't know. Yo, it's crazy, bro. But anyways, the second one here we got broken heart. Broken heart. Hey, hey. Alright, let's see what broken heart is about. Let's see what broken heart is about. Let's press play on this
A
motherfucker.
broken heart. It shouldn't be, but true love often feels like one of the rarest things to find in life. And once you find it, you never want it to leave you. Such
Goals,
wasn't the
bro.
case for a man who was forced to read his wife's eulogy at her funeral after he supported her for a 4-year battle against ovarian cancer. The pair were inseparable. The man
Why
became
the hell is
engaged to
that
her
thing
when he
running
was
like
just
that?
21 years old, and
Damn.
the two would go on to be married for 30. 4 years. That's nearly twice my age. And now, instead of making more memories with the companion of his life, he was making funeral speeches and writing thank you letters to those who came to the service. The amount of exertion something like this can have on one's heart is no joke. Only mere moments after the eulogy, the man was found slumped over in his house, in the middle of writing thank you letters. He had literally passed away from a broken heart. Doctors said his grief was so profound that it caused him to have a heart attack. And this wasn't just an isolated incident, it's a phenomenon that happens to
That can happen? I never knew that could happen, bro. Like, yo.
many others as well. It's called broken heart syndrome, or Takotsubo cardiomyopathy.
Okay. Broken heart syndrome. Takotsubo. Cardio. Holy shit. Cardiomyopathy. 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 Broken heart syndrome, also known as stress what stress care or Takotsubo syndrome. Takotsubo Takotsubo syndrome can occur when a person severe emotional or physical stress. Y'all better watch yourselves. Your heart will fall apart. You will die.
Myopathy. It's a temporary heart condition triggered by intense emotional or mental stress that makes the heart's main pumping chamber weaken, causing it to mimic the symptoms
Bro,
of a
what's
little
CPR
heart
gonna do for that, bro? You can't fix a broken heart.
So
You cannot fix a broken heart, bro. Like, literally. It's over. For him, it is over. But anyways, the next one we got here is soda cans. I never knew you could die from something like that. But right now we're looking at soda cans. And yeah, let's press play on this.
soda cans. Imagine that it's a hot summer day and you've done nothing but bask in the sun's overwhelming rays of heat all morning. You're parched, so you go indoors to get yourself a nice cold can of soda. But, to your disappointment, none of the drinks were put away in the fridge. They were left out on the table, so now they're just warm and gross. You come up with an idea. You take one of the cans of soda and throw it into the freezer in order to speed up the cooling of the beverage. To wait for it to cool down, you go and watch some YouTube and then end up falling asleep. Hours pass, and you forget that you left the soda in there. Eventually, when you
Wait, I've seen something before, like when you put alcohol, like the bottle, into like the fridge, into freezer, it pops. Now I'm not sure if this thing will pop on him, but I think something like that will happen at this
wake
point.
up and stumble across your fridge
Hold
again,
on, let's see.
you
Let's
remember
see.
that you put a soda in its freezer. Hoping that the drink hasn't frozen solid, you quickly take
Alright,
it out
he
of the
takes it
freezer,
out.
crack it open, and boom. Just like that. The can explodes like a hand grenade
I
right in
knew
front of
it.
your face.
It will
This is a real
explode.
case
Something like that
happened
will
to a boy in
explode.
China on August 25th, 2012. Luckily for this boy, however, medical professionals
Oh,
were able to save him and nurse him back to health. Frozen soda cans are extremely dangerous, and in some cases, they're even lethal. Freezing them forces the carbon dioxide in the soda to create tightly packed reservoirs inside
don't
of the can
freeze
that store
your
high
soda,
amounts
bro.
of energy similar to a bomb. So
Don't
keep
freeze
your
your
soda
soda.
in the fridge, and if you do put it in the freezer, don't forget to take it out so that you don't go boom, boom.
Don't freeze your soda, people. That's freezing your soda. That's what you get for freezing your soda. It could have been your eye, it could have been anything, but luckily it was his this thing. Uh, but anyways, the next thing we got here is Gooning. Y'all better watch out. Y'all better watch out, Gooning. Let's press play on this
Gooning.
one. All right.
Hi, how are you? Good. Have you been here before? Sir, you need to leave.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a couple of ways that gooning can take you out. But, so that this video doesn't get demonetized, I'll be swift on the topic. The risk of passing away from this is extremely low, especially if you're a healthy individual. However, if you're struggling with
Wait,
any
Doji
underlying
Fushiguro? What the
cardiovascular
hell is he
diseases,
doing
it's
over there?
possible that excessive use
Damn.
could trigger a heart attack,
Yo,
arrhythmia,
bruh.
or a stroke.
Doji
On September
Fushiguro, bro.
18th, in 2019, a heartbroken teen suffering from depression would find himself unable to ignore how his last Valentine's Day went. I don't really know how, but he snuck past his parents and locked himself away
It's
in
in my
a room,
brain.
where he then gooned himself to
Damn.
destruction. He gooned 56
What is that
times
guy doing in your
until
brain?
he
I
had a
don't
heart
know
attack.
his name, but
However,
like
I'd take this
it's
case
Diddy.
with a
What is
huge
Diddy
gulp of
doing in
salt,
your brain,
because
bro?
due to the bizarreness of his passing, tons of media outlets have exaggerated
Teenager.
how he went out, often claiming that he did it 100 times and ripped his thing off his body, which is obviously just not true.
He did that shit 100 times? What the fuck are you doing, nigga? Oh my god. The legal limit. Well, I'm not gonna say it's a legal limit, but the limit is one, bro. This nigga did it for fucking 99 more times without stopping. I don't think he stopped, but this nigga did it for 100 times. That's insane. Alright, boys, the next one here we got vending machines. I never knew you could die of a vending machine. I never knew you could die by a vending machine, but I always had a theory about how you could die of it. Let's just see if it's true.
Vending machines. He was infuriated. A man had just put the only dollar he had on him into the vending
Oh,
machine.
so he's angry.
and his
He's
snack
angry at the
was
vending
stuck
machine. He
inside of
threw
the
in his
machine,
only dollar,
floating in limbo.
and now he's angry at
The
the vending
problem had a
machine.
simple solution.
Man
Just
standing
shake
like
the
he's
stupid clanker.
mean business.
The man began rocking
Damn,
the
he's
vending
shaking
machine back and forth over and over again until his snack finally fell and was free for him to take. Unfortunately, however, it wouldn't be the only thing to fall. The 1,200-pound vending machine would also tip over on him and crush his neck against a wall. The man would be pinned against the wall, struggling to keep the machine from fully flattening his neck, but sadly, his efforts would prove to be fruitless. He wouldn't survive to see the next day. More people pass away from
Control your anger, people. CPSC. Soda vending machines industry labeling campaign warns of death and injuries.
vending machines than they
Don't
do
kill
shark
yourself.
attacks. There's about 2 to 4 casualties from vending machines each year in the US. So, if the
Leave the
machine
vending
isn't
machine
giving up
alone,
your
man.
snack,
Potato
you can get
chips,
angry at it,
angry,
you can swear at it,
yeah.
but don't get into a fight with it.
You will die.
10 out of 10 times,
You will die.
lose.
Don't play with the vending machines. Don't play with the vending machines, people. Please. You will die. I'm just being honest with you right now. But anyways, the next one is sudden choking. Sudden choking. That's the next one we got here. It's sudden choking. Yeah, let's just go into it because I have no context
Sudden
on it.
choking.
All right.
Imagine this. You're hanging out with your friends,
At a club.
chilling at a party, and conversing
Obviously.
with other people while losing track of time. And then that's when it hits you. You start choking on literally nothing. It's called a laryngospasm. It's a sudden, violent, and involuntary spasm of your vocal cords that is so forceful that it entirely blocks your body's
Just
airway.
suddenly started choking.
Mild cases of laryngospasms last just a few seconds, while more intense cases can last up to a few minutes, which is pretty horrifying when you think about it. 1 second, you're
Oh,
chilling
shit.
on some mobile games. The next
I
second,
better-
you're
I better-
literally
I better
fighting
keep
for your
up.
life and suffocating on nothing.
Oh.
If this ever happens to you, don't panic or try to gasp for extra air. Remaining
Breathe,
calm
boy.
helps your
Breathe.
muscles relax. Take small sips of
Drink
water,
water.
to clear any possible irritants causing the spasm, and apply pressure on the soft spots behind your earlobes. It'll help your vocal cords ease up. And most importantly, seek professional help.
Alright, so sudden choking, that's a thing. You will die if you do not know how to react to it. But what I can tell you is you need to breathe and drink water and knock you beside the head because maybe your brain is not thinking. So now you like forget how to breathe and yeah, I'm not gonna say anything else because I'm going way too far with it. But anyways, the next one is restaurant signs. Restaurant signs. Yeah,
Restaurant
let's get it.
signs. In January 2023, a swarm
January
of fierce
2023.
winds ripped through Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
Damn.
The family arrived at their favorite local Denny's to start their morning off with some warm pancakes and coffee, an
That shit
entirely
came out of
questionable
nowhere.
option for breakfast. No offense.
A huge fight
However,
went on
towering
at
above the
Denny's.
Denny's parking lot was an
Went
80-foot
down
sign
at Denny's.
weighing more than a ton.
Whatever.
To most, the sign was a glowing beacon for bacon, eggs, and pancakes. But for this family, it became the last thing they'd ever see.
Don't tell me someone got on the roof, took off the
72-year-old
sign,
woman
and
sat
threw
in
it
the
on
car
someone's
with
head.
her husband and daughter when a storm outside struck. The pole groaned under the wind's pressure, then, without warning, it suddenly snapped. The massive sign came crashing down on the car, crushing the roof and trapping the family inside. Unfortunately, the 72-year-old lady didn't survive its impact, and her husband would
That's
also
a
go
thing?
on to pass away from the
Oh,
injuries
shit.
the accident gave.
I'm not going anywhere near
There are multiple
restaurants
cases
anymore,
where
bro. With a big
restaurant
sign and
signs,
thing.
gas station signs, and storefronts fall on people. So, never be
Albert,
discouraged to
Albert,
keep your distance
signs.
from an unstable-looking
Take off the
board
signs.
that's giving you an off feeling when you're entering a business. It might just save your life.
Alright, boys. Don't park your car in the driveway anymore. It is over. It is done. A sign will fall on your head, crash your car, crash yourself. I'm just playing. The next one we got sneezing. Yeah.
Sneezing. We all do it. You're sitting
Alright.
at a job interview, or in a library, or in front of your date, and then you feel it coming. The tingling sensation that tickles the small hairs inside of your nose, letting you know that you're about to sneeze.
You gotta sneeze, boy.
The natural
You
thing
gotta
to do
sneeze. You
is to
can't
let
keep it
that
in for a
sneeze
girl,
flow.
for your boss.
Well,
You gotta
while trying to
sneeze.
not make a mess.
You better
But
sneeze
oftentimes
the
instead,
shit
we
out.
just find
Doesn't matter
ourselves
how you
stifling
sound
the
when you
sneeze.
sneeze. You better
Don't.
sneeze like your
My
life
anatomy
depends
teacher
on
in
it.
high school always told us to break the habit.
Why you should
and
never hold
honestly,
on your
It makes
sneeze.
sense as to why.
you will die.
During a sneeze, if your mouth and nose are both
Alright, let's read the one on the right. In extreme cases, forcibly holding in a sneeze can lead to a rupture of blood vessels in your neck and your head. I said that backwards, but anyways, my point was made. That's because when you hold in a sneeze, the pressure that would normally be released through your nose and mouth, it gets pushed to your blood vessels. I guess that's the end of it.
closed, the pressure generated in the airways can surpass more than 20 times.
If both your mouth and your nose are closed during a sneeze, the pressure can increase by 5 to 24 times the normal amount, forcing the air and pressure to go to the other parts of your head, ears, and neck. This can lead to serious injuries such as ruptured eardrums, middle ear infection, damage to blood vessels and in the eyes or brain, and even a ruptured throat. God damn, that's a lot of shit going on for one sneeze.
Its normal amount.
Let's continue,
And
boy.
in a recent case during 2023, a man sick with hay fever held in his sneeze by instinctively pinching his nose and closing his mouth. The force that built up in his airways was so immense that it literally tore open his windpipe. It's extremely
Damn.
rare to pass away from this, but nonetheless, holding in a sneeze just isn't worth gambling your life.
You better sneeze, boy. You better sneeze, brother. I don't know who you are. You need to sneeze. You don't hold that shit in for anyone, brother. Even if it's during intimate moments, even if it's at work, even if it's in front of your boss, it doesn't matter, bro. You better sneeze like your life depends on it. But anyways, the next one we got here is Christmas trees, and we're gonna see what happens with a Christmas tree.
There's no better feeling in the world than to finish
I never
setting
had
up
a
your
Christmas tree before, so
just in time for the
I
holidays.
don't know.
Nothing beats
Well,
a
I did
Christmas with
this once
fruitcake,
when I was a kid.
eggnog, and a house fire.
Actually, we had it a
US
lot
fire
during
departments respond to
yeah,
an
you know,
average of
but anyways,
200
I
home
don't
fires
remember my
caused by
childhood
Christmas trees each year.
that much.
And as you would
It was
presume,
wasn't a
these
good one.
fires lead to casualties. Christmas tree house fires are significantly more dangerous than normal fires in your home. This is because these fires usually occur at night or early morning when people have gone to sleep but left all of their decorations plugged in and lit up. They're usually caused by candles that
Oh.
were placed too close to the tree, faulty wires, or heat caused by all of the decorative electrical
Why would you light
elements.
candles around the tree,
And as
bro?
opposed to normal house fires that are slow and steady in their startup,
You don't light
Christmas
candles
fires
around
with
the
a
tree.
dry tree can ignite and spread across a room in less than just 30 seconds. So, with that being said, try not to get too carried away with your holiday spirit this year. Doing
Don't light candles near your tree, bro. Don't put it near close to the fireplace when you sleep. Okay, you can put the lights on because that's no danger in its own way. It doesn't have any danger to it. But don't light anything around your tree. Like that's all I can say about that. But anyways, the next one we got here is doing nothing. Doing nothing can kill you. I have never known that, but let's see what it is.
You see that signs can fall on you, beverages can explode in your face, and that Christmas trees can set you ablaze in your sleep. So you decide that the best course of action for you to avoid all danger is doing absolutely nothing.
Doing absolutely nothing can kill you.
And then you
Let's see
explode
what
into a ferocious blaze, so powerful that it leaves nothing but your feet behind. Weirdly enough, nothing else around you is affected. Not the couch you were sitting on, not the table in front of you, not the rug on the floor. Nothing. Just only specifically
Alright.
you. This is known as spontaneous human combustion. And there are many cases in the US of
Spontaneous human combustion in the light of the 21st century. Spontaneous. So if I do nothing just stand somewhere, I can just explode it. Brother. This is a lie, bro. This is a
However,
lie.
scientists nowadays discredit
Spontaneous
it fully
human
and dub it as
combustion.
nothing more than a myth. They rather believe it to be the wick effect, which is when a person's clothing absorbs melted body fat during a fire and causes them to burn up, but leaves their surroundings relatively unharmed. Others feel like this isn't a sufficient enough explanation
Okay.
to the phenomenon, though.
Alright.
They argue that if the fire's
I'm
hot enough
confused.
to consume you entirely and leave nothing but ashes behind, then it should
Nigga's a
also
vamp.
scorch nearby walls,
He's a
furniture,
vampire,
and
bro.
flooring.
The sunlight
They
will
also
burn
say
your
for
ass.
the wick effect to be true, it needs a clear spark, like a lighter or a candle. but in many of the cases, the victims aren't found with anything heat-related.
Don't turn into a vampire. That's basically what that one said. Don't turn into a vampire. Because your ass will burn. Yeah. The next one we got here is toilets, and we're gonna see what happens.
Toilet time. In
I
Chicago
don't
in
even want to say anything
1987,
about it.
a 70-year-old woman would board a cruise ship with her family. As they explored the wonders on board and enjoyed the pleasant feeling of being on the
Title
ocean,
should have said
the old lady
toilets
would be
on a
greeted with
boat.
another, less than pleasant feeling.
That's what it should have
So
said.
she excused herself
Toilets
from
on
her
a
family
boat.
and made her way to the ship's bathroom, and there she was greeted with the solution to her bowel troubles: the toilet.
Bowel movement.
She closed the
Bowel
door behind
movement.
her, sat on the seat,
Bowel
and did her
movement.
business in peace.
Bowel
Minutes
movement.
later, the
Bowel
ship's
movement.
medical personnel would rush past the family
I
to
don't
the
know if I'm saying
bathroom
that
where their
correctly,
grandma
but I
was
heard
last
that
seen.
word before. Bowel
Out of
movement.
concern, the family would follow, and as if it were a scene straight out of a horror movie, they would be met with the sight of their grandma. Her insides were literally sucked out of her body by the ship's vacuum
The
toilet.
toilet sucked her?
She was rushed to the emergency room
What the-
once the cruise docked at a port. And even though cases like these are extraordinarily rare, toilets have been shown to cause lethal harm to civilians in other ways. Take, for instance, exploding. In 2017, a federal class action lawsuit was filed against
Bruh.
a toilet company called American Standard after
A toilet can suck your ass. Bro. I'm thinking about this, and I don't want to go to the toilet anymore. I'm gonna take a shit in the bucket, bro. I think that's the safest way because I go on a boat. I'll take my own bucket with. If I go on a boat next time, I'm gonna put a bucket on that motherfucker, and I'm gonna shit in the bucket and throw it in the toilet, just for safety purposes. But anyways, yeah.
it received 300 reports of its toilets literally blowing up. And even this year, in 2025, a 20-year-old man suffered serious burn injuries after he pressed the flush button on his toilet and it responded with a loud explosive bang. He was rushed to a hospital where doctors revealed that 35% of his body was burned
This video is
horribly
making
by the
everything
explosion.
dangerous.
But luckily, he survived.
This
If
video is
you couldn't
making
tell,
everything
this was a
dangerous,
birthday
bro. Like,
special for the
what?
channel. It's my way of thanking you guys for all the support you've given me this year. In just 2 months, we grew from 10,000 subscribers to over 250,000.
A talking head.
I'm extremely grateful. But anyways, love your neighbor, be safe, and have a happy day.
By the way, boys, that's the end of the video. Yeah, you better watch out there, guys. Because even this thing can kill you. Even this can kill you. Put it in your ear wrong, and that shit will blow your ear up. Um, but anyways, that's all from me today, boys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.